England kicked off with the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes. It is not long now to Cody Rhodes defend the undisputed WWE Championship against John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. Cody cut a pretty solid promo, and then he was interrupted by his good old friend Randall Keith Orton. And it seems like Randy Orton isn't going to turn heel on Cody yet. I don't know why. I kind of thought we were going to get the heel turn. We got an awesome new graphic design for the match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I cannot wait for this match. It's very unpredictable. It's a 50-50. It's like WrestleMania 39 when you had Cody Roman. You don't know who's going to win this one. It can go either way. Honestly, I'm just going to go right now. My prediction is John Cena. That is my prediction. But I don't mind. Drew McIntyre came up, bitched about Damian Priest, calling him the Team Undertaker, said that it would be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre in the main event WrestleMania this year. If people had just listened to him, he told Cody apparently the night before that, Cena was going to turn heel. And obviously, he kicked Cody in the nuts. Cena, obviously, I'm not about Drew. Drew didn't kick Cody in the nuts. Well, not yet, at least. Solid promo by Drew. Randy Orton said, Cody, I am coming for your championship, but I'm not going to kick you in the nuts to do it. I am going to look you in the eye and tell you I am coming for the championship. So, very interesting about that. Also, a little side thing. Alexa Bliss is still advertised for a WrestleMania World. So, for all those people who said she wasn't, you're wrong. Drew McIntyre then chat to Randy Orton, which would then lead to a confrontation, which would then lead to Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre being made official later on in the show. Moving on though, because these three had a great promo. This was probably one of the better starts to SmackDown we've had in a long time. And actually, I would say it's been a very decent show so far. I'm saying this so far because I'm about to see the main event. This is going to be like a 2-part thing, but combined. Yeah, I hope to say that these three men could be in a match at some point in the future. For the title would be really cool. The Street Profits then faced Pretty Deadly for the Tag Team Championships in a very solid match. Crowd was great for this. However, the theme song for the Street Profits, it sucked. It's shite. Please, do whatever you can to bring the old theme back, or just fire Death Rebel. At this point, no one likes your music, Death Rebel. You only cook with the Bloodline, and that's because your lives are dependent on it, because The Rock is in charge of TKO. He won't send Roman Reigns out there with some crappy rock boring music that they've got these days for half the bloody company's wrestlers. Some people wouldn't even know who the bloody hell was coming out. Like, it was like, we go, It's like, what is that crap? Anyway, solid match. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance finally got on TV again after, 6 months? 6 months? I thought they'd gone missing. Yeah, after 6 months, they're back on TV. And they faced Alba Fire and Piper Niven, the Secret Service. And Alba Fire and Piper Niven actually picked up the win. Selena Vega came down with another god-awful theme song. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's even worse. It's even worse. She had a decent theme song before. It was like Zelina Vega. That was a good theme song. I know it said her name, but it wasn't bad. What have they done to her theme now? They've nerfed her theme. I didn't even know who it was coming out again. Jacob Fatu got involved in the United States Championship match for LA Knight versus Braun Strowman. He yeeted Braun out of the way. I kind of figured it was going to happen. Personally, though, I would have preferred if LA Knight had retained clean. It is Braun Strowman. It's not like it's going to damage Braun. But I think this sets up maybe a triple threat at WrestleMania, or Jacob versus Braun at Mania, last man standing match. It could be that. It genuinely could be that. But I don't think we're going to do Jacob v. Braun at WrestleMania. But first of all, Jimmy Uso's facing The Miz. No one cares. Melo is stuck with The Miz. Everybody is terrified for Melo's career. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa seem to be having a lot of issues backstage. I believe we are about to get the turn of Jacob on Solo, possibly. I don't really know. I think Jacob kind of needs to be like the face without being the face. It's a bit confusing. I can't wait for it, though. It's going to be very fun to see what happens with this feud. Personally, I'm looking very much forward to Jacob Solo. But doesn't Solo really need a win? Shout out Naomi for being incredible. She is very, very good. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, you know what? Naomi is a heel. It's not going to work. You're stupid. Naomi's promo here was fantastic. Fantastic promo. One of the best promos that she's done. I don't know, but Naomi seems to click as a heel straight away. And you should walk with caution, whatever it is. Yeah, it was great. Good promo. So Naomi actually then attacked Mishin and B-Fab before them Mishin faced Charlotte Flair. Then Jade Cargill came out and then Naomi ran away. And then we had a stare down between Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. WrestleMania, Tiffany Stratton, sorry lady, you're packing your bag. Because I think we all know what's going to happen. Sadly, Tiffany time is going to be over. Because WWE want to do JD Charlotte. And here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I understand why, but you can still do it without the title involved, you know. Please. So yeah, Naomi attacked B-Fab. Yeah, Naomi as a heel is going great so far. And Charlotte Flair ended up beating Mishin. Solid match. Mishin's very good in the ring. The submission finish again. I don't know. I can't say how strong the submission is if I've never had it on me. So we'll just go over cool move to end it. Tiffany Stratton cooked. She cooked. She came back from being buried last week to return the favour. And finally, we saw the NXT Tiffany Stratton, which people have been needing to see. The kind of heelish Tiffany. You don't need to do a full babyface Tiffany. You can do what you're doing with Rhea Ripley and Raw, where she's like a heel and a face, and the crowd love her. The crowd were like, we want Tiffany, we want Tiffany. Yeah, you got her, and great promo. Saying there's more for Charlotte Flair to lose if she loses to an undeserving blonde bimbo, blah, 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 bitch, or silly, or girl, little girl, whatever it was. Tiffany showed up on this mic. Next up, we had Randy Orton facing Drew McIntyre in a great match. You kind of remind me of 2020 when these two had a great feud together. I really enjoyed their matches back in the day. And this was good. This was really good. I thought we wouldn't get a clean finish. However, I was kind of wrong. Randy also came up in the crowd singing his song yet again. He damn hearing those voices. It was a good match. But I was kind of waiting for I don't know, Kevin Owens to just get a DQ, or Damian Priest to cause a disqualification. But instead, Drew McIntyre won kind of clean. Kevin Owens walks out. Randy gets distracted. Drew turns and looks at Randy. Randy turns around. Bang! Claymore. 1, 2, 3. McIntyre has picked up a massive win. I would say this is the first big win that Drew's had in absolutely ages. I'm delighted. But Kevin Owens, fuck you, mate. You just can't seem to leave Randy Orton alone. Then they tried to go for the Punk kick. Kevin ran away again. It was frustrating because I really want to see the Punk kick hit. Little promotional advertisement, and he is going to be appearing on SmackDown next Friday. The second half of SmackDown was definitely the thing that picked up for me. Well, apart from in the next match. Jimmy Uso faced The Miz, and Jimmy Uso beat The Miz. It was a match that happened. It was a match that people wouldn't give two fucking shits about in a couple years' time, let alone 10 minutes later. Jimmy then called out Gunter, said he's going to make sure that he beats the living daylights out of Gunter next week, just like Jay is going to do at WrestleMania. Kind of like Jimmy might be getting even better from the microphone at Jay Uso now. I'm loving the whole Jimmy as a single star push, but what are we doing with Jimmy at WrestleMania? Is he just going to be sitting on the sidelines for his brother? Kind of hurts, to be honest. Drew McIntyre there cut a promo backstage with Jackie Redmond, then walked out, saw Louis Capaldi, chatted shit about Damien Priest, and I just knew it. Priest was behind the flipping door. Priest was behind the door, and decided to attack Drew with a car and everything. And then, yeah, to be fair, this was a really cool moment. He hit a South of Heaven onto real glass on the car. And who decided to then walk past? Well, it was CM Punk, which was fucking hilarious. But anyway, let's get to the main event segment. The thing I think people been wanting to know about this entire show, was it worth it? Oh, yes, it was very much worth it. This was amazing. Amazing. Roman Reigns came out to one of the greatest reactions he's had as his babyface kind of run of all time. The London crowd was phenomenal all night, but this was just perfect. It was just great to see Roman coming out first again. I just love it. They were singing Roman's name. London crowd has been the best one for me personally, not because I'm from the country. Roman was loving it compared to the last time he was in London, where he was like, London is dumb and shit. This is the worst place ever. This was so much different. Heyman even sung to Roman. It was just a funny moment. Roman signed the contract. Everything seems to be going pretty well so far. No issues with that. We got through with next, and then out came Seth Rollins to a great crowd reaction yet again. London crowd just didn't miss once tonight. And this was where we got personal between these two. Seth was just going off at Roman about, the history that him and the Shield had together. And then obviously Roman screwing up with CM Punk in Madison Square Garden and shaking Punk's hand at War Games. This was the promo thing we should have had last week. This was so good. This is something I can go back and say, yes, I would rewatch again and again to build up to this match. And why it deserved what we found out tonight. Seth is actually so good, and the microphone said he's going to have to clean up Roman's mess yet again. Roman was like, oh, what was this dumbass doing? Talking about Punk, talking about me. Roman then went on about how he's been the one in charge of the company, how he's been doing all the work for Seth and everything. That's why WWE's got Netflix, because of Roman. Personally, this was a really good promo between the two of them. And yes, Seth just went off about the fact that there's been love, there's been hate, but now they have to take down Punk together. And it just... I think we're going to get this in the match where both of them are going to try and work together to take down Punk. Speaking of, out came CM Punk to another great reaction from the London crowd. They sung his entire song. Thankfully, by the way, no security actually got involved in this entire segment. So it's like WWE that we don't want security faking shit and everything. Nice little wink at Paul Heyman, which would lead to what would be the EastEnders cliffhanger. That's what people would say in our country. Punk would look up to the Mania sign. He would talk about his dream to main event WrestleMania. His dream to knock the face of a Seth Rollins, to knock the head off the tribal chief. And he said, I'm here to chew gum and sign a contract. He spat out the gum and he looked through the contract and found in the small print that they will be main eventing WrestleMania. And it was a really cool moment between Heyman and Punk. And that was when I thought, that's okay. The favour is what everyone kind of thought. It is Punk's main event at WrestleMania. This is brilliant. Gonna assume that's the night one main event. Do feel for a bit for Rhea, Bianca, and Io. But at the same time, Bianca Belair has main event in WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley has got loads of time left in her career. And Io Sky is just a phenomenal wrestler. And there is a Women's Evolution pay-per-view on the way. So, and after tonight, this story deserves the main event. Definitely. Punk teared up. And it's understandable. 10 years in the business. Punk 10 years out of the business as well. And they still chanting his name. He got emotional. It was real. And it was great. Roman asked him, can you thank me? The only person you should be thanking is your tribal chief. So Punk did it. He gave him the thanks and everything. And I thought, okay, that's how we're ending this show. And then he looked at Roman. And he looked at Heyman. And just before leaving, he said, thank you for letting me have my dream and main event WrestleMania. But that wasn't the favour I'm owed. And he walked off. And Heyman looked shook. So what is the favour? Is it Heyman rejoining Punk? Turning on Roman? I mean, it's got to be, right? Great SmackDown. Great ending. Great main event. Much better than last week. Much better SmackDown overall than most ones we had recently. Yeah. Finally, I've enjoyed a SmackDown. So thank you all for watching. And yeah, this is your main event of night one of WrestleMania. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins